Alright, back to do a video for the first time in a while. Life has taken a lot of windy, turning roads on me, and it's kept me pretty busy, but hopefully I'll be able to get a couple more videos done in the coming weeks and become more regular, because you, the subscriber, subscribe to me, and I should put out the video content to make that subscription worthwhile. Alright, first up, this is just going to be somewhat of a random topic video about the UFC. Request from Asholo. I'm saying that wrong. Please correct me. Asked me what I think about if Shane Carwin were to fight Brock Lesnar. It's an interesting fight because both men are really used to being able to just completely overpower their opponents. I don't think either could overpower each other in the same way. Carwin at this point is probably the guy I would take because he's better on the feet and he's better on the ground by a considerable margin. But that being said, Brock has the better wrestling. So, short answer, in the now I would take Shane Carwin, but in the future Shane Carwin's one of those guys that would eventually fall to Brock Lesnar due to his, just evolving and actually developing some other skills. And his awesome wrestling and beastly strength would allow him to win in the future. Big thing is, of course, the AKA fighters have re-signed with UFC. If you haven't heard, of course, John Fitch, Cain Velasquez, and Christian Molich were released, and in theory, Josh Koscheck was going to get released after he fought Yusuke Yoshida. In the end, though, they have elected to re-sign them because they signed the agreement that allows for their likeness to be used in video games for their life, and that the contract has been basically ripped apart because it's not a fair contract. I mean, they could fire John Fitch tomorrow again, or after, let's say after his next fight John Fitch loses, they could fire him and they would still have the likeness agreement that John Fitch cannot use for merchandising, another video game, more likely more than merchandising though, and so on, which is not good. I'm a little disappointed that the fighters caved. Christian Molich was the only one that originally signed the agreement, and ironically he was the first one cut, which should probably say something about Christian Molich's future in the UFC. And Dana White hates the guys at AKA, the management, not John Fitch, not Josh Koscheck, but the literal managers. I don't really understand that because I always thought AKA was, I mean, realistically, John Fitch went on an 8-fight winning streak and never got a title shot, and you didn't hear anything about the AKA camp pointing out that bullshit to the UFC, so it's a little weird that they have such beef. So anyways, they're back. Good for the UFC because obviously Cain Velasquez is one of their big up-and-comers at heavyweight. John Fitch I still think is their second best lightweight, or not lightweight, welterweight. Koscheck is probably 4th or 5th in the division, so obviously, huge thing. Christian Molich is just a bit player in the heavyweight division. Sorry, it has to be said. But like I said, I'm a little disappointed. I understand why they went back. UFC is the big show, but it would have been maybe nice for them to follow Josh the Punk Thompson over to Strikeforce, and maybe Strikeforce would have put on a better card than they did last night. Which I'm gonna basically say what I think about that card. That was really a pretty disappointing card because, I mean, Eve Edwards and Dwayne Ludwig fought a boring fight. It happens. Sometimes a smart fight is not the exciting fight. In fact, often isn't. I mean, take George Rogel. He fights exciting, but he fights retarded. So, I'm not going to fault the fighter for fighting potentially smart, although I thought Dwayne Ludwig should have probably kept it standing a little more, made it more exciting just because he's Dwayne Bang Ludwig and his forte is the stand-up. That's just me. Although Scott Smith, big knockout of Terry Martin. If you haven't seen it, go look, find a video of it. It was pretty cool. Terry Martin, you got to go back to being a wrestler, man. You don't have a chin, and it's really becoming obvious now that you really do not have the ability to stand with people with KO power. You don't have the sufficient chin or the boxing defense. And that's all there is to be said on that matter. Other than that, the card, of course, was kind of boring. Bobby Southworth, kind of knew that was going to be boring because Bobby Southworth is a boring fighter, and I'm a little disappointed by that because Bobby used to have a lot of potential to be a good fighter. Because I don't even really think he's that good of a fighter. He slows the fight down to a pace, and if you can break him from that pace, he loses. So it's not great. Is there anything else I want to talk about? No, I think that's really about it, guys. Leave anything you want me to talk about in the comments or message me with it. I do check my YouTube messages pretty regularly, so I should be able to get back to you pretty soon. So, peace.